Welcome back to Quickies with Angela and Caity.
I'm Angela Dawn of Authentic Heart Coaching. I'm a tantric sex coach and I help individuals and couples rewrite their sexual story.
And I'm Caity Wilkinson of Caity Coaches. I teach women how to design love, relationships, and a life that serves them through pleasure, not sacrifice.
This is our season 5. As our loyal listeners know, it's our season of play. And today we're kind of still working with play foundations.
And today's episode is playful and also life changing.
You bet. Yeah. Today we're talking about creativity and sexual energy and how turn on is not just something you do in bed. It's an energy you can use to fuel almost every aspect of your life.
Like your hobbies, your relationships, your confidence, your work, your decision making, everything.
Yeah, literally everything. The energy that makes babies also writes books and builds businesses and paints paintings and actually also helps you finally send that email you've been avoiding.
I've got to say, like, some of my best, most creative decision making in my business has been when I was like lit up and turned on about somebody. It's pretty amazing.
100%. 100%. Yeah.
It's this aliveness we just feel in our bodies, and it's proof that desire and turn on can be productive.
Yeah. Horny is a power source. So if you know how to use it, if you know how to use it, right? And the core principle I want to start with is that sexual energy is kind of the sexual flavored form of your life force energy, right? So we have this life force energy in our bodies and it has different qualities, different flavors, and sexual energy is just one of those flavors. And we can use our sexual energy as a way to work with our entire system, like a fertilizer, right? To kind of like spread that turn on through the body and use it for something else, not just sex.
Yes, it's this erotic energy, this erotic foundation that the beautiful fruits of your life are growing from, to go with the fertilizer analogy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And, in our culture, we put sex in this tiny little box. Like, it's only allowed to exist in certain contexts. And what happens is if we take our sexual energy and we just like leave it home, we don't bring it to work with us. What happens is we cut ourselves off from this big source of aliveness and honestly big source of productivity.
Right. And it's just, it's so sad to keep it confined like that, as if you're just like, okay, we're going to go in the bedroom and do bedroom things. And then that side of us is just completely cut off the rest of the time. And we're like,
Totally.
why am I so tired? Why am I so uninspired in my life? It must be my job. It must be my relationship. It must be something wrong with me. When really it's just because you're so disconnected from your own natural inspiration, your natural energy of aliveness, this energy of creation.
Yes, exactly. And to be super clear, we're not saying you need to be sexual all the time. Like that's not what we're talking about here. Because I know I've had, women work with me before and they're like, well, I can't bring sexual energy to the workplace. Mm, it's not about being sexual. What we're saying here is that your erotic energy actually belongs to you and it can be cultivated and it can be moved and it can be directed. It's energy we're talking about here. We're not talking about like being sexy at work per se. Yeah.
Right. Your erotic charge isn't this thing that you're performing. It's, not like that
Hmm.
office siren sexy, what, like, no,
Yes.
no, no,
No,
none
that's
of
not
that.
what we're
It's,
talking about.
no, it's a lot closer to that, like, that charge that you feel after you've had an amazing erotic experience where you're just
Mm,
like, you're floating, you're happy. Everyone around you is just like, ooh, what's
hmm.
in her coffee? This is amazing. It's this feeling that you're naturally just tapping into. You don't have to be sexual, or like you're not looking to use sex as avoidance for something. This isn't supposed to be like an alternate drug.
Exactly. So, and there's a spectrum here. Like we'll talk about that later. But first, I want to do a little experiment with our listeners because I think that will make this concept land instantly.
So, listeners, we've got a little guided moment here. So, if you're driving, keep your eyes open. Obviously, just listen and you can do this later. But everybody else, go ahead and get ready.
Yes. And if at any point this exercise feels uncomfortable or activating, you can opt out. This is an invitation. We're not requiring our listeners to do
Consent
this, but
first.
yes, yeah, of course, consent first. And step one is about visualizing a goal that you have in your life or maybe for your business. So I want you to think of a goal that you have, business goal, a life goal, something that you want, and get really clear on it, really clear on it. And imagine just for a moment that you already have whatever it is. Just see it in your mind's eye like it's done. Okay. Now, where do you feel that energy in your body? Just notice. There's no like wrong answer here. Maybe it's in your chest. Maybe it's in your belly. Maybe it's in your throat. Just noticing where it is and noticing like the quality of that energy. Is it calm? Does it feel expansive? Is it steady? Would you call it bright? Just notice the
Yep.
quality.
Try not to overthink anything. You're just seeing what naturally comes up.
And if you're listening with your partner and you want to do this exercise together, pause here and share with your partner something like, I felt it in my wherever you felt it. It felt like whatever it felt like. So that was step one. All right, step two. I want you to visualize a hottie. Could be your current partner, could be a past lover, movie star, fictional character, the trainer at the gym, whatever is safe and fun for you to fantasize about. Bring a picture of them into your mind. Like full on, bring that picture into the forefront of your mind. And as you're imagining this hottie, notice your body again. Where do you feel the energy now? What is the quality of that energy that you're feeling? Maybe it's warmer, maybe it's thicker, more electric, more alive.
And again, here, try not to overthink it. Don't judge what comes up. Just notice. It's just data.
Okay. Now, quick question. Which energy was stronger for you? Which one felt juicier? Did one feel more alive? Did one feel more immediate?
Now, for most people, the hottie energy is going to win probably by a lot because the hottie energy is just more fun. It's more alive. It gets deeper in the
And
system.
that Katie is the whole point, right? That's the whole point. Your erotic energy is a high voltage form of life force energy.
And side note here, can you imagine if everybody started setting their New Year's resolutions from a place of this hottie energy instead of the normal, like sluggish, shamey, I suck for not doing this last year? That would be such a game changer. Like you get yourself lit up, turned on, and you're like, yes, what do I want to bring into this new year?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, what do we do with this delicious, erotic energy charge? Because most people can't afford to like imagine hot people all day.
Yeah, we're just gonna sit around at work and imagine how people know. That's not the teaching. That's not the teaching here. The real teaching is that society trains us to compartmentalize sex. But the body doesn't compartmentalize energy. Energy is energy. So imagine like you've got this rocket fuel and you're only using it to maybe arrive at an orgasm and then collapse, like, once a week
which
if you're lucky.
which sounds suspiciously like the cis male arousal cycle. You're like, get hard fast, orgasm fast, collapse fast, as opposed to the cis female arousal cycle, where you've got the slow build up and you're staying hot. And you can keep it going for hours under the right conditions.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So for this like orgasm to collapse example, orgasms are great. We love orgasms. But when we only use our sexual energy to get a release, we're actually limiting ourselves. We're missing out on a lot of creative potential.
And creativity isn't just art. This is starting something new, making something, changing something, speaking up, maybe a new decision in your life, or evolving your relationship, or taking a really big step towards something that you want, or even taking a small step towards something that you want. There are infinite possibilities for what you can do with this
Yeah.
energy when you're deliberate about it.
This is like life force in motion, is what we're talking about.
Exactly. How many of us can relate to getting so excited about like a new step in your relationship or an exciting new sexual possibility that you just have this boundless energy? I definitely can. This is so intoxicating.
Yeah. I mean, I think some of us naturally channel our turn on into things, and maybe we don't even really realize that we're doing it. Sometimes, we just get really like inspired. We'll call it inspired. you know, we have an idea, so we turn it into a business idea. We have an idea and we turn it into a writing project, right? So there are like kind of different things that happen, and we get this sort of inspiration, and there's a charge with that inspiration, right? And we don't necessarily think about that as being sexual energy, but it actually is. It is the part of us that creates doesn't just create babies. Like the part of us that creates murals. And that's what we're talking about here.
Exactly.
So yeah, so now let's do kind of a little more alchemy with it. This practice I taught in a talk that I gave back in, I think it was 2024-ish, in Connecticut. It's simple, but it's powerful.
And again, if you're driving, just go ahead and listen to this. But if you're home, you can close your eyes and participate.
Okay. So I'm hoping when we did our previous exercise that when you were thinking about a goal that was in your life or your business, that it was something that you really want, right? So let's find that again. Bring your goal back. Something that you want to create in your life, something that you want to manifest, something that you want to have. Uh, you know, Maybe it's the promotion or the business project. Maybe it's the new garden you want to put in your backyard, but like bring that life or business goal back. And what we're going to do is expand upon it. So, most of the time when we're thinking about our goals, I mean, most of the time, who am I kidding? You might write it down on a list of like things I'm going to do in 2026, right? Most people aren't visualizing it. And most people, if they are visualizing it, are literally only visualizing it, literally only using their eyes. And I'm going to take you through a process that's going to be a little bit different. So I want to invite you, like Katie said, if you can close your eyes, relax back into your chair or onto your couch, wherever you're listening. And I want you to bring a picture into your mind's eye. I want you to visualize yourself as if you're making a movie in your mind's eye. And I want you to picture yourself already having your goal. And I want you to look around in this movie in your mind and notice what you would see around you if it was done. If you had already done whatever work was necessary to get there, everything happened, you have the goal. Notice what you see around you. Notice the quality of the light in the space that you're in. What's below you? What does the ground look like? If you're indoors, what is the furniture? What objects are in the room? What does the environment look like? Look around. What does it look like in this space where you already have your goal? And then tune into your sense of hearing. And I want to invite you to listen to what it sounds like in this space where you already have your goal. What sounds do you hear Far away? Are there ambient sounds in the space? Do you hear sounds close up right in your ear? What would you hear? Notice that. And then tune into what you will feel, what you would feel in this place where you already have your goal. So tune into your skin. Notice maybe how your clothes feel on your body if you're wearing any. Notice the temperature in the space. Is there a breeze? What do you feel on your skin? What do you feel emotionally in your heart, perhaps? And then tune in next to your sense of smell, maybe taking a deep breath in, noticing what you smell in this space. What smells are wafting in the air? Who do you smell? And then swallowing, notice the taste. What do you taste in your mouth in this space where you already have your goal? Maybe it's something you just ate or drank, or it's just your own saliva or some clean water. What do you taste? And make this whole scene real. Etch it into your brain so you can come back to it later. There you are. You already have your goal. You can see it. You can hear it. You can feel it. You can smell it. You can taste it. Nice. Now we're in part two. So you can let go of that goal visualization. And this time, what I want you to do is the fun visualization. So remember that hottie energy, right? So you can close your eyes and sink on down into it. Invite it back. Remember whoever you were thinking of that was sexy. Just enough to feel a little tingle down there. A little tingle. You don't have to get super turned on. You're just kind of generating a charge. Like wake up the genitals a little bit. Take some deep breaths. Maybe even breathe into your genitals. Like let it build a little bit. Notice where you're feeling that charge. Maybe it's in your pelvis. Maybe it's in your belly. Just notice.
You're not forcing it. There's no pressure here. You're just inviting that feeling to expand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just feeling a little turn on. All right. Now I want you to imagine that you're drawing that turned on energy up through your body. So draw it up into your pelvis. Inhale it into your pelvis. Visualize it. Maybe it's a color. Move that colored energy up into your pelvis. Use your imagination. Use your feeling. Use your breath. And now inhale it further all the way up to your belly. So you can still be thinking about the hottie, right? And you're going to feel wherever you feel that turn on, and you're going to inhale it up to the pelvis and then up to your belly. And just imagine that turned on energy collecting up in the belly. Breathe it, imagine it, let it flow up into your belly. And then another deep breath. Inhale it all the way up into your heart. So feel that turned on energy wherever you felt it in your body. Breathe it up into the pelvis. Breathe it up into your belly. Breathe it up into your heart. See it there gathering in your heart. Whenever you feel that energy from that hottie, just pull it on up to the heart. And then we're going to pull it up to the throat, all the way up to the throat. So from wherever you're feeling that kind of turn on, you're going to inhale it up into the pelvis, up into the belly, up into the heart, all the way up into the throat. Visualize it coming up into your throat. Let it collect in the throat. And then pull it all the way up to your forehead. Let it collect all the way up in the forehead. Feeling that turn on, and breathe it up into the pelvis, wherever you feel it starting. Pull it from the pelvis to the belly. Pull it from the belly to the heart, all the way up into the throat, all the way up into the forehead. Like see it collecting up there. And then bring it all the way up to the top of your head, like all the way to the crown of your head. So breathing that turned on energy up through the pelvis, up through the belly, up through the heart, up through the throat, up through the forehead, all the way to the crown of the head, and hold as much of that energy as you can pull up into your head. Hold it there. Bring your five senses goal that we just visualized into your mind's eye again. Bam. Imagining yourself already having your goal, seeing it as done, that same picture you were just visualizing with all the senses. Feel it as done. And now imagine that sexual energy, that turned on energy that's been building up in your pelvis, coming all the way up through your body like a fountain, rising up through you, and then spilling out the top of your head like light, like radiance. And let that picture go out into the universe and feel the universe's blessings like raining down on you as you visualize yourself in that goal.
You're basically letting the
Boom.
erotic charge merge with the vision so it feels extremely doable in your body.
Yeah. And that was quick, but anybody that did it might need to take a breath. Take a breath. I would normally take a lot more time to help you build that energy and pull it through, but this was just an exercise for the podcast. So just take a breath and notice what it was like for you. What was that experience like, this merging?
Did it feel calming? Maybe it was exciting or silly or powerful or emotional. Maybe it was numbing. Maybe it was energizing or something else completely.
Yeah, just gather it as information, right? This is not something that you're necessarily going to be able to feel the first time you try it. This is something you can cultivate over time.
And in particular for people who have trouble meditating because they say that like their mind keeps moving and they need something to focus on, a guided visualization like this can be extremely useful to come back to again and again because it's giving you specific things to focus on with your different senses.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. For sure.
So now
Yeah.
let's go ahead and add a little caution to the discussion here. Let's talk about the two traps: repression and over sexualization.
Yes. So let's talk about what those are, right? So repression is shutting down. So like disconnecting, being afraid of what you want, being afraid of your desire, treating your turn on as somehow dangerous or dirty, right? So we don't want to repress. And on the other side of the coin, we also don't want to over sexualize, right? So we're not saying that you need to, jill off under the desk at work or,
I
chase
like
some
that, Jill off.
intensity.
Instead of jack off, we have Jill off.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I've always said. I don't know.
So much.
Yeah. So we're not talking about like necessarily using porn to get this feeling, or like avoiding your life to stay in the fantasy. So we're not doing that. We're not repressing and we're not over sexualizing either.
Right. So the middle path here is conscious cultivation. It's balanced, it's intentional. You're feeling your erotic energy, you're enjoying it privately, and then you're choosing what you want to do with it because this is your power.
Exactly. Your sexual energy is yours. You get to play with it. You get to channel it. You get to create with it. Right. And I want to give everybody kind of a take home practice. We've been doing that all season and it's been pretty fun. So I want to invite you to have a creative date with yourself after arousal. So, like, not necessarily after orgasm, just, maybe you're feeling a little bit hot, right? So, instead of feeling a little hot and then maybe scrolling on your phone, set a timer for 10 minutes and do something creative. Maybe that's journaling, sketching, dancing, making music, voice noting ideas that you have generated, working on some other kind of project you have, writing a love note to your lover, planning something, just doing something where when you're turned on, just take 10 minutes and create something with that energy.
Yes, this is a practice here. This teaches your nervous
Mm-hmm.
system that, hey, my erotic buzz isn't just to generate a release. This is energy for life. This is energy for creating. So you get used to when you feel that sort of excitement, you're like, oh, let's lean into creativity first. and then decide what
Hmm.
to do with it. It makes it all deliberate
Exactly.
as opposed to just, oh, I'm an animal responding to this one feeling. Now I need to go take care of it right away.
Right. I mean, and a lot of people are conditioned that way, right? But I want to invite you to try this practice and watch what happens to your confidence. Like, watch what happens to like the clarity you have in your mind around your goals. It is life changing.
It is. So, with that said, let's go ahead and wrap up this episode. Today's permission slip is when you feel turned on, you don't have to act on it for a quick sexual release, and you don't have to ignore it.
That's right. You can use it, you can channel it, you can create with it.
Yes. And that's all for this episode of Quickies with Angela and Caity. Next up in our season of play for episode 5, we are diving into the magic of inside jokes and that secret special language that every couple has. So stay tuned. That will be dropping on May 1st.
And if you want some help harnessing your erotic energy, whether that's because you want to put it into your sex life or your confidence or your relationship or just your creativity, like we're talking about today, that's a great topic for private coaching. So you can apply to work with me in the show notes.
And for couples who want better touch and better pleasure foundations, check out our Pussy Whispering for Couples online courses, also linked in the show notes.
All right, lovers, go get turned on and then go make something with it.
And we'll see you next time on Quickies with Angela and Caity.